TNT Hoops.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are for our next episode of the Hoodie Brothers. Sitting beside me is
AJ White.
Yes, sir, AJ White, former Memphian, still a Memphian, but he's been repping the A, Atlanta, Georgia. Man, let's talk about how you fell in love with the game of basketball. Like,
When I was little, my mom just took me to the community center all the time, and I just was up there all day from time school started to the time it was out. And I had camp up there, and she just took me up there, and he didn't really want to get involved with me during when I was little. He wanted me to just find what I wanted to do when I was small, and it just gravitated me to basketball.
Yes, sir. So once you gravitated to the sport, what made you just say, I want to start taking this serious?
When I found out I was good, and at a young age I was doing stuff that other young kids wasn't doing. Winning awards and at community centers, and I really started taking it serious during my 5th grade at Hadley Elementary in Orange Mound.
Orange Mound. Okay. So that's when you started working with your father a little bit more, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't really involved like he is right now.
Got you. So when you growing up playing against those guys in Orange Mound, so who were some guys around that time that kind of influenced you to get even better and learn the game?
It wasn't really nobody. It was really myself. I wasn't content where I was. I was just a shooter back then, but you see I expanded my game right now, and there really nobody motivated me to play. I just wanted to motivate myself.
Yes, sir. So a lot of your influence, like you just said, came from within. Mm-hmm. So next level, you go to Cordova Middle. Mm-hmm. You playing with Marquette guard Cameron Jones. What was that like back then?
All of our 6th grade years, we kind of struggled with the adjustment, and I didn't really play my 6th grade year, but adjustments is everything. And my 7th grade year, I got the opportunity to start, and I never looked back from there.
Yes, sir. That's when it seems like you was coming of age and basically understanding that this was a future for yourself. So now you make this move to Atlanta, Georgia, So what was that like to go from Memphis then to go to the A?
I had to just reinvent myself. Coming from Cordova, I was just a shooter that catch and shoot. But then when I came here, coaches started to put the ball in my hands, and I just changed everything about myself. And I'm still adjusting to who I became, and all the attention that I'm getting, I'm still adjusting to it. So it was a good adjustment. It was a good move. How Memphis violence is and all that. So I think we moved at the right time.
Right. So, going from Memphis to Atlanta, was it like a big culture change for you? It was pretty much the same.
It was just not as much violence, but it's violence, but you really can't notice it like you can here. And the only thing I miss about Memphis is the bonds I had and the friends. That's about it.
Yes, sir. So, 9th grade year, playing for your high school, was you a starter?
I started.
Yes, sir. So, 9th grade year, not a lot of guys get a chance to play as a true freshman. So, what was that experience like?
I just got the opportunity, and I never looked back, like I always say. Coach put the ball in my hands. Freshman, I was paying dues to people that I shouldn't have been paying dues to. And, I learned from that my sophomore year. Coming into my sophomore year, I learned from that. And ever since then, we just been rocking.
Okay. Now, when you say paying dues to people, what do you mean? Elaborate on that for me.
I wasn't taking the shots. I was depending on this person or the senior or whatever. I shouldn't have been doing that. I should have just been doing what I did at the end of that freshman season when I just took over. So we probably would have been in a better predicament.
I got you. A lot of young guys, I think, kind of do that as well. You kind of let their senior get their shine because they last ride.
Yeah.
I kind of respect that, yes, sir. So, next year, your sophomore year, you get acclimated to the city, the style of play. So, what was the AAU experience as you get ready for 10th grade year?
It was good. I played with Michael Stokes. He coached a lot of good teams, and I think that's what really pushed me over playing on the Nike circuit. And coming into my sophomore year, I just had a whole different feel for basketball and how it was played.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, like you said, you've been a shooter, and one thing you can do, you can light it up. So let's talk about some of those scoring bursts that you had as a young prospect. Like, what was a game that kind of stood out to you in high school where you was like, man, I can't believe I did that?
I had a few games. One of the games was my 42 points against Shiloh.
42.
And my the first 5-6 games of my sophomore year, I had like 39, 38,
Wait a minute.
25.
39, 38, 42 as a sophomore?
Yeah, my sophomore year. And, that's when I really started getting my name out and people started talking about me because they like, who is this kid that's doing all this? So, that year really set me up for what I am right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you putting out buckets like that. What was it like for the recruiting process then?
The recruiting process was kind of iffy because it was really nobody that like pushing me through the recruiting process like they was pushing other kids. Because I'm like, I don't really know. Like, I think it was some situations that I could have been more recruited in, but whatever God gives you, you just gotta take it, whatever you give you.
Amen to that, because I always have an obstacle in life.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, being a small guard, but yet putting out numbers like that. So did you feel like you played with a chip on your shoulder?
Yeah, I always play with a chip on my shoulder. Sometimes I just need that extra push from him. When I feel like I'm doing good, he bring me back up even more. So I always play with a chip on my shoulder, and I'm coming for what they say I couldn't have, and that's what I'm going to prep school for, to get what I had and get it back.
Yes, sir. Now, as being a young man, what was it like, man, in your early years of high school to have your dad push you like that? Because like a lot of young brothers don't get that experience of having someone behind them pushing them like that. So what was that like for you?
It was kind of difficult. You don't like yelling from your dad or your dad like cursing at you, pushing you. But at the end of the day, it might be annoying in the process, but when you look back, it's all worth it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So when, like me and you was just talking, when you hearing it from your dad, but then you hear it from somebody else, it kind of make you kind of look back at your dad like, yeah, you was right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get advice from people, you've been growing your game and expanding, but not only just learning from people, but you've been learning from great people like Mr. Dennis Scott himself with TNT.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so what was that like for you to get knowledge from somebody in the NBA?
He just giving me the knowledge that every other kid probably can't get from nobody else. He the all-time leading scorer in Orlando, 3-pointers. He was a shooter. He played his role. Just the advice that he gives me is just something that you don't get every day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, you trained with a former Memphis point guard by the name of Kai Wells.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that like learning from somebody like Kai Wells?
He the one that set me up with I couldn't dribble when I came up here, so he really got me right, and he like a big brother to me, and we just been doing it ever since I moved up there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, you put up numbers. You won state championship.
Mm-hmm.
How many state championships did you win?
I won one.
Okay, one. What was that like to win that championship?
It was really, I didn't think we could win, but every other game just kept going on and we just kept winning, and I feel like that was the least talented team that we had my whole high school career, and we just stuck together and played together and we won, and it was definitely a great experience and great feeling. But after that, we didn't really get the full experience because COVID hit right after we won. So, I mean, it was still a great feeling though.
Yes, sir. What kind of advice could you give someone that's in a position of, trying to be a college prospect? Because one thing about it, you're still going through it where you're trying to get to where you actually want to go to. Mm-hmm. So what kind of advice could you give someone that's trying to be on your level?
Just don't give up. It might be hard. You might cry. You might feel down, depressed, or whatever. That's how I felt, and you just got to keep going. And everybody don't have the same route that you have, and whatever route you take, just keep going, and you're gonna eventually get to what you want.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you chose to go to prep school route. Mm-hmm. What made you choose the school you attended?
Great coaches. I know it's a AD that gets people in college and that don't BS around with coaches. And the core four coach, I really trusted him and finna go there in Atlanta, and he moved down here, and I made that move with him. And I just feel it's gonna be a great move because I'm the focal point of the team, and it's gonna show that I can just not do it on a high school level. I can do it on any level.
And what's the name of this school again?
The Pawnee Wood School.
And it's in Atlanta, right?
It's in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, so, man, I know you finna go down there. You're gonna be hungry. When you get down there, like you said, you finna be the focal point.
Mm-hmm.
What's your goal when you get down there?
Just to handle business, and when it comes, you just go your separate ways. But I'm just going out there to do my job and then try to get into college.
Yes, sir. You got any idea what you possibly want to major in?
I'm probably gonna major in business management.
Yes, sir. Now, who's a player in the NBA that you could compare your game to?
Ja Morant and Damian Lillard. They both two different kind of players, and I think I resemble both of them by the play style and the shooting. So both of those players for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Say like it's a college coach watching this video right now. What would you bring to a college program once you get on campus?
I'm a winner. They might think of the stigma of how many points I got with 2,600 points. They might think of the stigma that I just want to score. It just came along as I grew as a player, but I'm just a winner, and whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna go do it. Even if I can't do it, I'm gonna try to do it. So I'm just a winner at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I know you got goals of being a professional.
Mm.
Let's say your name gets called on draft night. What's your thoughts?
I'm gonna just thank him first of all, and it's just gonna be a dream come true. I can't really tell till that time comes. So, I might get emotional a little bit, but when that time comes, hopefully I hear my name called, and just thank everybody and thank the man above.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, sitting in front of me is one of the best point guards in the country. Scoring machine, has high expectations, and he will succeed. Be on the lookout for Mr. AJ White.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time.